Welcome to Week 3. Today we explore one of the most profound questions in the life of Jesus on Urantia. What is the difference between Jesus as the Son of Man and Jesus as the Son of God? And what change? As we go through this lesson, I invite you to think about what this transformation means, not just for Jesus, but for each of us personally. Let's begin. If you were asked this question right now, what is the difference between the Son of Man and the Son of God? What would your answer be? Take just a moment. Jot something down. There are no wrong answers here. We are about to explore this together. Pause 30 seconds. Think of it this way, two movements happening at once. On one side, man finding God. Jesus, living as a mortal human being, was made powerful not by divine privilege, but by his wholehearted faith and submission to the Father's will. He sought God with everything he had. And as he did, he began to attain a recognition of who he truly was. On the other side, God finding man. Once Jesus became fully conscious of his divine nature, he began reaching outward, toward us, toward humanity, to bring us back to the Father. He would have been content to continue as the Son of Man. He was a master teacher, a healer. His followers loved him deeply. But they persisted in their belief that he was the Messiah, and that belief became the turning point. Unwilling to fulfill the role of the traditional Jewish Messiah, Jesus made a decision. He would reveal his divine nature, and then move forward, leaving their Messiah expectations behind. When Peter confessed, and all 11 disciples agreed with one voice, Jesus confirmed it. Yes, you are right, and he told them, this knowledge was not given to you by human reasoning. The Father revealed it to your souls. From that moment on, Jesus began, gradually, carefully, to tell them the truth about himself. As much truth as they could hold. He was walking them forward, one step at a time. During what we now call the Transfiguration, something extraordinary happened. Jesus received confirmation. His bestowal mission had been accepted as complete, by the eternal Son and the infinite Spirit. He could have ended it all right there. He had the authority to terminate the bestowal at will. But he looked at the world, at the people he loved, at the work still to be done, and he decided, he would live his life to its natural mortal end. Not because he had to. Because he chose to. Meanwhile, James, John, and Peter witnessed something they could never forget. They saw Jesus with Gabriel and the father Melchizedek. And they heard a voice from the cloud say, "This is my beloved Son, give heed to him." Their faith in his divinity was never the same after that. Jesus entered the final phase of his life on Urantia with a clear intention. To build the kingdom of heaven on the combined nature of both, the Son of Man and the Son of God. As the Son of Man, his teachings were radical and new. He taught that every person could have a direct, personal relationship with God, not through a priest, not through a temple ritual, but heart to heart, as a child to a father. And because God is Father to all, every human being is your brother or sister. That's not just a nice idea, it was revolutionary. He opened the doors wide. Jews, Gentiles, Samaritans, men and women equally, tax collectors and sinners. God welcomed them all. Jesus lifted people's self-respect. He freed them from the burden of blind tradition. And at the heart of it all, overcome evil with goodness. Not by force, not by political power, by love. What changed when Jesus began to speak as the Son of God? The core message did not change. Love the Father, love one another, overcome evil with goodness. These remained constant. What changed was the source and the authority. Now he was no longer speaking as a teacher who studied the scriptures. He spoke as someone who had been with the Father, who had seen the Father, who was in the Father. Though I stand before you in this physical presence, I came forth from God the Father. Before Abraham was, I am. Think about what that means. Before Abraham, before the patriarchs, before time as humanity knew it, I am. And then, the Father and I are one. He who has seen me has seen the Father. This was not a claim any rabbi had ever made. This was new. This was stunning. And for those with ears to hear, it was the most important thing they had ever heard. People noticed. They couldn't always name what it was, but they felt it. There was something different about the way Jesus spoke. Eber was a member of the Sanhedrin, the very council that wanted Jesus arrested. He was sent to bring Jesus in. He came back with nothing. And when asked why, he said, "We never heard a man speak like this man." There is something out of the ordinary about this teacher. You would all do well to go over and hear him. A man sent to arrest Jesus ended up recommending that the whole council go listen to him. That is the power of someone who speaks not from what they have read, but from what they have lived and known and seen. Jesus knew what was coming. He knew that if the Jewish nation did not grow, if they did not open themselves to a living relationship with God, a great tragedy lay ahead for them. And knowing this, he gave them every opportunity. He lived among them, perfectly, not performing perfection, but genuinely living it. He taught a gospel not of law but of love. He declared who he was, in words, yes, but also in actions, healing, teaching, feeding, and then, most astonishing of all, raising Lazarus from the dead. Many believed. How could you not? But the leaders of the Sanhedrin, the very people most responsible for guiding their nation toward God, they looked at all of this and grew only more hardened, more determined to stop him. And so Jesus did something bold. He confronted their hypocrisy directly. He made it unmistakably clear to his followers, the time had come. The break with the religious leadership in Jerusalem was no longer avoidable. And when he was ready, when the time was right, the Son of God laid down his life. Nailed to a cross, mocked, abandoned by many who had followed him. And yet, even there, even in that, he overcame. He did not respond to hatred with hatred. He did not fight evil with evil. To the very end, he overcame. This is the arc of the whole story. The Son of Man, powered by faith, by trust, by love of the Father, walked the path of a human life, all the way to its end. And the Son of God, fully aware of his divine nature, chose every step of that path deliberately, out of love for us. He didn't have to do any of it. He chose to. Now let's open it up for discussion. For our first question, compare and contrast the life and teachings of Jesus as the Son of Man and the Son of God. We've walked through a lot of material today. What stands out to you? What stayed the same across both phases? What genuinely changed, and why do you think it changed at that point in his life? And for our second question, this one is more personal. What does spiritual transformation mean to you? We've seen it in Jesus, a growing awareness, a moment of confirmation, a decision to press forward even at great cost. Can you recognize something like that in your own experience? A shift in how you see God, yourself, or the people around you? Take a few minutes to share. There are no wrong answers here. This is exactly the kind of conversation that spiritual growth is built on.